Good morning, everybody. It's why did I look at my wrist? There's no watch on my wrist. It's a time in the morning. That's why I said good morning. I'm Jason Fairclough, and this is going to be the final episode of how to make a curved bench. So if you've seen my previous videos, I had to take a little bit of the character out of the bench. Now I know and I have put in practice a simple, effective way of restoring that age into said bench. But you're gonna have to watch the video. This little number here is called a wire brush. Now for you who don't know, this is a simple technique that I used on a job back last year, roughly this time last year, where I made some tables for a pub and they wanted a rustic look. Now this is what it's going to look like. Basically what the wire brush does is it takes out all of the soft wood in between all the grooves, and all the hardwood is left, leaving, if this is the grain, it does this. And it's very bumpy, it gives you that age. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take out all the soft wood. All right. Really why we, or I, not we, is a wire brush everything to make it look antique, rustic, is because it creates little bobbles. So like that. That is really, like, it's got a lot of texture to it. It makes the grain, as I say, pop, which makes it look really, really nice. Now, if you want to do this yourself and you've got a project on that you want to do and you want to make it look rustic on and whatnot, I just got these. I'm gonna take the battery out so I don't kill myself. I just got this off Amazon. It was really cheap. I think it was about 12 quid, but for a pack of 5 or something like that, it was ridiculously cheap. But techniques of doing it, you can do flat, but I turned down the speed on my grinder to slow it down so it wasn't dragging me everywhere randomly. But a good technique to have is just using the edge and using it like that and just bringing it towards you. Make sure you have a firm grip on the grinder because it will want to take you on a helicopter ride by spinning you around. And these are extremely sharp. So it's just good using the edge, and you can, if you've got a nice bit of thick grain popping through, you can use again the edge, just pair it through pretty much. But they're my tips, I guess. And now we're going on to the next step of the phase, and that is I'm gonna burn the entire thing. Yep. Now I'm extremely lucky that I have access to this equipment and even this workshop. And I wouldn't recommend, I mean, if you have the space and whatnot, to get the job done extremely quickly and extremely well, you're gonna have to have one of these. Okay. It's about 5 foot tall. It's very big. Big propane tank, very flammable, very dangerous. Anyway, let's talk in more burning. So, let me show you. Now this is without doing anything, okay? So I'm gonna show you this bench and then the old beam that we've got over there. So, if you look at the bench, okay? Now look at this old beam. it's almost identical. Now when I get some wax on that, it will really bring out the colours in it. And it's beautiful. Anyway, I've got to keep on burning because it's very, very good. Okay, so there are loads of benefits to why you should burn things if it's a nice end product. One of those is it preserves it, believe it or not. Now think about this. When you burn something, you take it back to its original state, what everything's made of, and that's carbon. Now, when you do that, it pretty much preserves it. It puts a protective layer on the outside of it, which is carbon. And it can withstand pretty much, well, quite a lot really. That's why it's good to burn things. Now when I say it's good to burn things, I don't mean just go out and set fire to a tree, because that's arson, and you don't want to be doing that. I don't recommend you do that. So if you want to do any touch-up work with it, and you don't want to use the grinder and it's too delicate, get one of these bad boys. A little wire brush. This one's dead old and I nicked it from my dad, so nick something from your parents, I guess, if you want to. That was the charger. The good thing is you can't go wrong when you're burning something. Now you might be thinking, well no, you can probably set it on fire and it just be destroyed. Well no, yeah, that is wrong, but you're not going to get to that stage because that stuff is too thick to set on fire from just a blowtorch, unless you held it on forever, which you're not going to do. You can really burn something, you can really burn it, so it'll just turn to charcoal, like that. But that's where that wire brush comes in. So if you want to get all that charcoal out, you can just and brush it off, pretty much. And then it just goes a really dark brown, depending on what timber you're using. Get this stuff. It's called Osmo something oil, and it's the clear gloss version. Anyway, I've got to get staining now, so sit tight, I guess. Getting my marigolds on. Whoop, you can't see my face. Alright, so whilst that's drying, I thought I'll take a little bit of time to speak to you about what I would do differently next time. Firstly, I would cut the sections up into smaller pieces. Now I cut them into 25mm sections each. I think I would have halved that, so 12mm or even 10mm sections. I think the curve would have been a little bit more extreme and it would have been overall better. Secondly, if you are setting blocks out to clamp whatever timber it is, I stupidly clamped the bench on the inside of the curve when I should have done it on the outside. One, it was really awkward, and two, I think it would have been a little bit easier on the outside. I'm not too sure what the technical benefits would have been, but I can imagine it would have been easier, so next time I would have done that. In the spur of the moment of being whipped up into a frenzy about curving timber, which is the most simple and nerdiest thing I think I've ever said, I forgot to clamp the bench down to the table to make it flat. Now I explained in the previous video that I had to put it through a thicknesser again because you could see where I'd cut all the timber up because it was all, it was going everywhere pretty much. And all my lines weren't perfect, so you couldn't see them. And I think that'd be it. I mean, I'm happy with how it turned out. I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. I didn't have an end goal in mind for what I wanted it to look like. I started off with it looking completely different to how it actually turned out. But hey ho, the best plan is no plan. That's what I say. Anyway, that's been the video. Thank you all very much for watching. Whoever you are, wherever you may be, whatever country it is you're in, whether it's day or night, thank you so much for watching and taking the time out of your day, etc, etc, etc. Yeah, nice one. See you later, people.